Wolf Services BALI Investment Workshop. Okay, so overview of what we'll be covering tonight. We'll touch on how to gain exposure to different asset classes and basic risk management and diversification amongst them. Obviously, in this one chat, we'll barely scratch the surface, as this is one presentation, but we'll cover each individual major asset class with more detail in further presentations on each one. And for everybody, first of all, they need to figure out their financial needs and goals so that they can secure their financial future and a stress-free retirement later in life. As you age, you should rebalance your portfolio into less risky and volatile assets. So if everyone's young, then they're wanting to take more risk. So there's bigger rewards, more risk, more reward. But more importantly, they have more time to recover themselves before, once they hit 45, you should start to ease up a little bit on the risk because you're becoming nearer to retirement age. So that's a critical concept, is your age in all of this as well. Okay, so people talk about this 4% rule quite a lot. So basically, no matter what the size of your portfolio is, if you're still investing in the portfolio, you can safely take out 4% per year. So that's why retirement experts often talk about that, because once you hit $1 million, it's kind of the grand target thing, most people say, in that field. So once you have $1 million, 4% per year is $40,000 a year lifestyle, whilst also being able to maintain the value of the entire $1 million. But if people are living longer, they still need to be more aware of sticking within the 4% goal, because a lot of people, when they retire before they're 70, some people can get too carried away, spend too much early, which is going to mean that actually they might not be able to continue that rate of spending and might have to drop it down pretty fast. Okay, you've got your individual stocks, which are usually broken down as follows. So you've got growth stocks. These are higher risk but have a lot more upside. Companies like that are new tech, or kind of emerging sectors like AI. Apple was a growth stock, but now it's kind of matured and it's pretty much becoming more of a value stock, kind of in a way, although it's a lot more risky than kind of what people generally regard as a foundational value stock is like Walmart, or some companies have been around for a long time. Dividend stocks. Okay, so retired people like dividend stocks. Dividend stocks, that's one of the critical things about them, is they pay a high dividend yield. So dividend yield being the percentage that you actually get paid secured in the dividend itself, which is different to the actual underlying price of a stock. If I have one share of Apple and I get paid a 3% per year dividend yield, then I would get paid 3% of my investment on a quarterly dividend 3% per year rate. Only the top 5 companies of the S&P now are about 22% of the entire market value. Angel investing. If you happen to be able to angel invest in a very promising company, this is where you can make the crazy home runs, basically. So if you were lucky enough to be an angel investor in Coinbase, for example, that recently did their IPO, direct sale, if you could have gotten in the 2012 first fundraising round, Gary Tan, who has now become quite a famous angel investor, his $300,000 investment in 2012 is now worth as much as $2 billion, which is over 6,000x. Index stocks and ETFs. These can spread across industries, countries, or even, you could break this down further as well, but mostly I'm just going to say, so you can get ETFs that are technology only, ETFs that are crypto only, ETFs that are consumer services only. You can get country index stocks, so you've got the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and NASDAQ, which are all American listed. They don't all do business in America, but For almost all of them, the majority of business is in America, but you've still got like, you've still got Neo, Baba, which are still listed in America, and you can also get access to foreign companies by way of a ADR, which means you pay for the stock in American dollars and it moves in American dollars, so you don't have to take on any further currency risk as well. So that can be good as well with having risk spread across different countries, so you're not overly exposed to the US economy or the UK economy. All right, then cryptocurrency. So obviously like quite a new part of the portfolio. Cryptocurrency has only existed since 2008 as we know it, with Bitcoin being the first major cryptocurrency. And you can spread risk across coins. You can spread risk by staking different coins and different holding portfolios and platforms. You can swing a bag between one coin to the other, so you don't have too much money at one point in one coin. And then NFTs as well even. Cryptocurrency has expanded so much now that NFTs are even becoming their own major segment of the entire cryptocurrency market, with trading volume being multi hundreds of millions right now, only in NFTs, not just cryptocurrencies themselves. Bonds. So I'm not personally invested in bonds at all. It's generally for people who are 45 and above, especially people who are like 60 and above. If you're coming towards retirement, you're probably a lot more likely to be interested in bonds. Government bonds, like American bonds, are regarded as AAA, pretty much completely risk-free. But of course, with being risk-free, the rate of return is a lot lower. Gold is generally regarded as a hedge against inflation, although like gold itself is also quite volatile, really. Right now it's pulled back a little bit. It's about 10%, 10-15% down from all-time highs as of now. A lot of older people like gold, generally regarded as a store of value, inflation hedge. It's also very good to trade. If you are interested in trading gold, then you can also do that. There are millions of business owners around the world. You can value the business based on its current revenues and how it's performing. So that in of itself, your business is also part of your portfolio. So basically, any other source of income you can produce comes under other income streams. So does YouTube, Twitch, any other thing that you can produce income out of. And then finally, other assets. So even a Rolex. Some vehicles can also appreciate a lot, although this one is quite risky though, because a lot of people think that a certain vehicle will gain a lot of value, but really it's very dependent on supply and demand, and obviously the condition of the car. There's a lot more risk with this one. Collectibles, art. So any other collectible, Pokemon cards even, like literally anything can be of high value really at this time. People love having expensive artwork. It's very hard to value though. It can be very hard to sell as well. Risk diversification again. So I'm talking about this again because risk in of itself is a huge concept about investing and finance in general. So you want to be spread across countries. So don't only have all American stocks. Don't have only Chinese stocks. You want to spread it across different countries, at least a little bit. You can have half in America or even 60-70%, but be careful of going more than that. Currencies. So like I was saying, every central bank has a storage of US dollars, euros. The US dollar is by far the biggest right now in terms of central bank holdings, but the euro is catching up. Some other countries also like using British pounds as a reserve currency as well. In the future, even Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies could be part of this as well. So Like that's the ongoing debate, what to consider Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as, for tax purposes. Are they currency? Are they store of value? Are they stocks? Are they property even? Some countries even consider crypto as property, even though it's not real as per like traditional definitions of real property being a building of land, like actually existing in the world. So have a little bit of stock with technology industries, the fuel industry. So that's like energy. Energy industry really is an industry of its own. Automotive industry. You've got AI as like an emergency industry as well. And then also diversify risk amongst your brokerage, banks, and other holding accounts. So this spreads out your risk of loss, because if you have all your money in one broker, one bank, or all of your money is in Coinbase, Binance, FTX, then you're at significant risk of one of your platforms being hacked and potentially losing a lot of money, although hopefully they have good enough insurance so that you would get paid back. Okay, economic conditions, boom and bust cycles. The economy kind of follows like a cyclical boom-bust. Certain industries do a lot better in the summer, some do better in the winter. Some industries are very dependent on tourism, as we've learned even more now with everything that's been happening. So economic conditions are very important. Look at the news, look at what's going on in certain countries that you're exposed to. So right now, many countries still aren't allowing tourism. New Zealand has extended their lockdown until next year now of new non-New Zealand citizens coming in. So there's no tourism in New Zealand for foreigners until next year now, they've announced. So that will have a big impact on New Zealand tourist companies, on hotels in New Zealand, income streams. So don't have only one income stream, because if your only income stream is your job, if you lose your job, then you're going to be in a lot of trouble potentially. And you should have at least 3 months of expenses saved up in cash that you can use for any emergency that may pop up. So don't take more risk than you're comfortable with. Always allocate no more than a certain percentage that you decide to one particular asset class. As we move along in the cryptocurrency hemisphere right now, there are all new industries even being created and ecosystems being created that aren't even really connected to cryptocurrency as we knew it before. Play-to-earn games could be a game changer for the developing and developed world. So like I was saying before, Philippines, developing country, massive potential for people to earn money by playing a crypto game. This is pretty much unheard of until very recently. This game came out in 2018, but it hasn't really gone parabolic until starting really this year, going properly parabolic now, as it is now. 2021 now, and technology is so important, it's become a foundation of virtually every economy in the world now. DeFi, decentralized finance, this is loaning, this is smart contracts within crypto. So DeFi means that in the future, people can get loans in crypto. Everything is on a smart contract. Everything is automatically paid. Everything is automatically set up without needing a traditional bank, a traditional key holder in a way. Like banks don't have so much power anymore if all of these things come to fruition. Staking. So right now I'm staking many of my cryptocurrencies in crypto.com. All these platforms tend to have their own native coin. FTX has their own coin, FTT. You can stake these coins. On FTT you get the bonus of it. If you're staking 150 FTT, you get free transfers and free withdrawals. So that actually saves a lot of money now. You have other brokers, maybe they're not so trustworthy. Maybe if their platform isn't good enough to actually host this many investors at once, then you could be trapped in a trade. And if you're trapped in a day trade or trapped in an option, then prices can move very quickly. So you need a broker that can execute these trades fast. Okay, spread across different platforms, Crypto.com, FTX, Binance. So like I said, reduced fees bonus. I sent some Ethereum with FTX. I didn't pay any fees because I'm staking 150 coins of FTT, which is FTX's native coin. But that saves you a lot of money if you're constantly moving money to other people or you're moving it to different wallets. And cashbacks are amazing as well. I'm about to get my new S21 phone just from trading 150 lots on Valkyrie, doing index trading. So, and also this is important as well for Indonesians or for anyone who's in Bali. For Indonesians, withdrawals straight to your bank account can use Pintu or Indodax. One day, same day to bank account. So same day can go from Pintu Indodax into your local bank account or another bank account. You want to find the best and cheapest way to trade coins, to withdraw coins. You can trade them with other people. You can have your own agreements where you send X crypto, receive X dollars, any of these things. So in general, when looking for new platforms, do research on. Okay, these are all things you need to know when you're trying to sign up to a new broker. So are they regulated and insured? So which country are they regulated in? This is really important. Like if they're regulated in Singapore, Hong Kong, UK, USA, these countries all have a lot more sophisticated regulation standards. So you're a lot less likely to get scammed if they're based in these countries, but it's by no means a guarantee. All the big providers should have insurance. Do they offer sign-up bonus? If yes, get a referral link. Do they have a good reputation and great reviews? So it's important. Research this online and ask in communities. Does their fee structure suit your investment style and needs? So, e.g., day traders. So if you're a day trader, you're getting in and out of trades fast. You need something that has low per trade fees. Or are you long-term holding only? If you don't day trade, then cost per trade isn't really that important to you because you're holding most of the time. Binance, FTX, you can use leverage. You can get 100x, 200x. Be very, very careful with that because you will get liquidated very fast if you're in leverage as high as that. So you need to be monitoring these trades and be very, very careful. But some people love doing that. Timing the market versus time in the market. This is very important as well. A lot of people think they can time the market, although history shows us that this is very, very, very difficult to do. And that time in the market is a lot more important. So if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Be very careful, especially in crypto. Many, many, many scams going on in crypto right now. Time in the market has always won out up to this point. So if you look at the entire history of the S&P going back to the 1920s, you'll see that in any 10-year block, you're basically guaranteed to have made money over any 10-year period. Over any 20-year period, no one has lost money. Have defined risk parameters per trade, stop losses, and take profits. 1-2% is considered generally about what you want to be going with per trade, 1-2% of your portfolio. Stop losses. So especially if you're early, use a stop loss. This means you will automatically be cashed out of your position. If it reaches a certain price or lower, it will cash you out. And then you'll protect yourself from further losses just in case anything crazy happens. As they say, nobody goes broke taking profits, because if you always take profits, you're making money, right? I mean, you can always say in hindsight, I should have left that trade, it kept going up, but no one goes broke taking profits. Education is very important. You want to know exactly who you can trust, because you need to be able to trust the source, obviously, that you're getting your information from. In finance, there's a huge topic of conflict of interest. So who is telling you this information? What do they have to gain out of telling you this information? There's always some reasoning behind why someone's telling you to invest in something, usually. Could be a conflict of interest, so be careful. Hot sectors and trends, so AI, robots, automation, these things are moving very fast. This is a very hot sector, especially in the future when this becomes more and more important every day. Any coin, you should be following their Twitter page. You should be following companies that you're invested in so you get stock news fast. Elon Musk on Twitter even can be have a very big effect on the market, especially Tesla stock. Many examples of his tweets changing the market very fast. Investment courses. Okay, so if people want investment courses, Option Hub, Learn, Plan, Profit, Breaking Chart Alerts, all do courses. I'm going to be making my own course as well. Mentorship, 1v1 with experienced investors, very important. Wolf Service, BALI, workshops and consulting, of course. So this is a workshop. I do sit-down consultations, 1v1 mentorship, all those things we can provide. So thanks everyone for coming. If anyone had any questions, we'll do like a little Q&A, but I guess I've already talked for a long time. So any questions right now?
How to earn money? Like we have to play the game, or there are other ways to make money?
Okay. So the way...
Invest or exit.
Yeah.
Goes up and down. And
there are many possibilities with Axie. So you can play the game yourself, or you can be part of another person's team, where basically, so for example, the Wolf Services BALI team will consist of staff playing the game, earning money through SLP, breeding Axies. We'll have an entire operation going where people play, breed, and we're going to be managing investors who want to be part of that team. So they don't need to play the game at all unless they want to. They can invest, and then they become part of the fund, and they'll get allocated their investment return as a percentage of their investment.
Is there a minimum to entry?
We haven't set any minimum yet, but it's likely going to be probably a minimum, like absolute minimum, around $2,000. Maybe higher, but we haven't decided that yet. It could be a minimum of around $5,000 or 2 Ethereum, roughly.
The more you invest, the more you earn? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna allocate everyone's investment into Axies and operations. So we have operational costs, we have marketing cost, we have costs of actually running the business. So that will also be taken out of the investment, but the investors will still get a high percentage of the possible return. And so it's going to be nominated in Ethereum. So if you invest 2 Ethereum, it's likely you could get your money back within 3 months. 3 months is our standard ROI period that we're looking at right now. Binance Coin, as I was saying, all these exchanges have their own coin usually. Binance Coin is the number 3 highest crypto in the entire cryptocurrency market. But right now, ADA, Cardano, is right behind. Cardano could flip, as we call it, could flip and go into 3rd position very soon. So the ranking's always changing. Bitcoin and Ethereum are pretty solid right now as number 1 and 2. But a lot of people even think Ethereum is going to flip Bitcoin in the near future. Yeah, so XRP. XRP is an interesting one. Has a lot of upside right now because, has a lot of potential upside if they win their case with the SEC. So, the SEC in America, the regulator. So, if the SEC wins their case against Ripple, then Ripple could be in big danger because they're going to get classified as a security, which means they're going to get regulated very heavily. They could owe a lot of money to the IRS, or even owe money if they've done anything that would have been illegal, or going forward, if they do anything illegal that would be illegal for a security, but not necessarily illegal for a cryptocurrency. So right now we're in a very interesting regulatory period. America is very keen on regulating cryptocurrency even further, which can be good and bad. There's just many developments to be aware of right now, in particular coins. So when it affects one certain coin, like XRP, there's a very big risk and upside potential. So don't be over-invested in XRP. But if you believe that they're going to win the case, like they have a good chance of winning the case, then by all means, get the upside for Matt. Right, sweet. So that's, that's pretty much a wrap. Yeah, so Wolf Service BALI, your assets plus your stocks plus property plus crypto plus business plus bonds minus debt is your net worth. So keeping that in mind, I hope you learned a lot today. And if you have any further questions, again, like I said, just reach out to us, Wolf Service BALI, Instagram, WhatsApp, Telegram. YouTube coming soon. Cool. All right. Sweet.